Hi, my name's Shane Ohly and I'm the race director of the Montane Dragon's Back race. Today I'm going to talk about some of the different clothing and equipment that I would be using if I was taking part in the event. I'm going to include some of my personal preferences, and also I'm going to talk about the mandatory and essential kit items. What I'm currently wearing is the Dragon twin skin shorts and Dragon zip tee. This is kind of the usual type of clothing, shorts and t-shirts that most people will be wearing if the weather is nice. But you need to be prepared for different types of weather, and longer tights and long sleeve top might be appropriate if the weather's cooler. Long sleeve t-shirt as a base layer, and long sleeve tights, kind of perfect for those autumnal days that, where we might get a bit of variability in the weather. I'm wearing a Gecko 12 litre running vest, and I've got all of the mandatory kit plus a few extra pieces in this pack. So let's have a look at what I'm carrying. First of all, I'm carrying a thumb compass and the race map. You'll be issued the race map at registration, and it's absolutely essential that you have that with you at all times. I've also got a Sunto Spartan Ultra. It's a fantastic GPS watch, and I can load a GPX kind of breadcrumb trail of the race route onto this watch, and as a backup navigation device that is helpful. So, food. Food is something that lots of people will spend a lot of time thinking about. As a kind of illustration of the type of things that I would want with me for a day. So I've got various kind of snacks. There's one gel, some Voom, some kind of flat jacky type bars, an electrolyte. And then in my drop bag, I would put something a little bit more substantial, maybe something savoury like a packet of crisps or perhaps a little sandwich. I'm carrying two 500ml squeezy water bottles. That gives me a litre of water, which is adequate for most of the time, possibly a little bit light if it's a very warm day on some of the longer sections. I have a survival bag. I have waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers, kind of wet weather gloves, cold weather gloves, kind of slightly warmer weather gloves. I have big synthetic insulated jacket should I want something warm to wear. A cap. I'm a real fan of caps, not just in warm weather, but this is actually a waterproof cap, and it can just keep the weather off my face if it's poor. I've got kind of a buff style hat or kind of neck tube that I can use. Then head torch. Most of the participants are going to be either starting or finishing in the dark at some point during the event, so that's a pretty good quality head torch, powerful, and it can be genuinely useful for navigating with. Then I kind of got a bag of little accessories. So these are bits of kit. Some of it's mandatory, some of it's useful. Whistle, that's mandatory. So rather than a spare battery, I'm actually carrying a tiny little spare head torch, which is very useful. Lube, in case I have any chaffing or irritation, that can make a big difference to your day out. Credit card and 50 quid in cash. Lip balm, my lips dry out in all the warm weather. And some paracetamol in case I have some aches and pains. You're all going to have some aches and pains. There we go. On the mandatory kit list, you'll see that there's waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers, and a spare synthetic layer. This is really important so that everyone can be safe if the weather is poor. And in very, very poor weather, it means that you can kind of evacuate from the course with enough clothing to stay warm. So let's jump into my bag and see what I'm carrying. So there we go. That is Montane minimus waterproof trousers and a Montane podium top. I think this is a great combination for a set of lightweight clothing, and it would be kind of my go-to choice in anything but kind of the most severe weather forecast. I have a Icarus Light jacket, which is my synthetic base layer. Should the forecast be very poor, I might take a more substantial waterproof. So this is the kind of choices you want to have in your kit bag, that I might take, yeah, a more substantial waterproof out on the hill if the weather forecast is poor for the day. So kind of with these combined, I've got a much more substantial kind of set of clothing to keep me warm in poor weather conditions. If you have any kind of accident or you need to stop during the event, it's really important that you keep yourself warm. So put all your layers on, tuck yourself in, and get your survival bag out. Whatever your personal choices on clothing and equipment, please make sure that you spend plenty of time doing your long recce runs using those things, those items, and getting used to them long before you turn up to the event. It's generally a mistake to buy something new or get some new food and use that for the first time at the event. Good luck with your preparation.